What up, air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Thank you for coming to Healing Power Divine Universe. I am a messenger from the higher power, and God is here today with important messages I am to deliver to help this world from sickness and corruption the most. This is going to be a video on what to expect around January 1st, 2022, and through the month of January. With that being said, I'm going to show you the cards I pulled, and then I'll move on to the channeled message. So we have find the lesson, discover the purpose in a situation, trust that you are learning. High priestess, high priest, responsibility. Stop life insurance fraud, fake deaths. Sharing. Expansion. Jail. Stop corruption now. People facing jail time for faking deaths the most and stealing from God's chosen one and Native Americans too. Thank you for always telling the truth even if no one seems to be listening. XO. Knight of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Patience. Curiouser and curiouser, discovery, inquiry, weirdness, curiosity. Hex, banishment. Fake judges, stop corruption, especially in Rawlins, Wyoming, the most, and are so caught too, and now I watch as that karma kicks their asses too. Thank you, guides. Stop corruption in Rawlins, Wyoming the most. Compassion. Passion. God has had enough and has watched enough. Stop stealing everything you own and raping people for money too. XOXO. Six of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. New beginnings. It's always tea time, eternity, endless moments. Molesting their own children, God said no more. Stop child molestation by telling the truth. And by the way, you are so caught today as you stink too. Laziness. Faith. Poison. People are so caught trying to poison a woman, mother, and her beautiful daughters too, and pets too. By the way, Melody, you too are caught too, as they watched you poison us too, and that Zach too. LOL. Six of Pentacles. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Intuition. And the last card is Mirror, Shadow. Okay, so people are learning tremendously hard lessons after they're caught robbing, stealing, and taking to mess with God's right hand high priestess. They have been involved in life insurance fraud for 29 plus years and decided they were not to share their material harvest with a mother, sister, cousin, daughter, and friend too, as they wanted to keep her stuck and so realized they were to face jail. There is a child that finally told the truth after she too was against her beautiful mother up until she left her behind, as she was too trying to have the patience with her too. She was so curious why they chose a monster that had hexed them all too. They hired Judge Snyder to fuck with her life too, up until she got caught faking those court hearings, as she too was that corrupt bitch too. There was a fake lawyer too that faked a comparison too in between a heroin addict and a sober real mother. They had absolutely no comparison compassion, excuse me. They had absolutely no compassion for a mother and her beautiful adult daughter too. And the mother was to never be seen again until they faked another court hearing too. She was to sit in jail for 120 days until God said no fucking way, as he had enough too, and will make them pay with their lives too. And by the way, there is no rehab today for that Judge Snyder too, as she's a heroin addict too. They wanted to give themselves new beginnings by selling those drugs too, but were caught right away as they said to it, as they sold to a investigator too. They decided it was time to tell the truth too, up until a real witch stopped them again too, as she is telling you all the truth. She also pointed out that they molest their children too, and they will flop on that dirty cold floor with their lazy stinky rotten pussies and dicks and asses too, as they were trying to spell her that way, but never knew her to be that powerful, that they only spelled their own asses. And by the way, she too has more faith than all of you put together, which tells God the most, and he is to always gloat about her the most, as she kicked your asses the most, and that devil's ass too. She was to be poisoned, her dogs too, but they could smell it too, and they too were to attack a child, but then again, their spells will never work, as they are fake witches too. And we'll learn someday just who they messed with too, as her dogs are royalty too. The mirror is the spells reflecting and totally kicking their asses. So God and my Hopkins witches ancestors suggest you take those hard lessons and shove them up your asses too, as a lot of air signs prefer it in their ass. And know if you do not like that too, God says a big thank you. Thank you, God, angels, guides, and ancestors the most today, as people are having to tell the truth before they will release their taxes too. And by the way, most of you really stink too. Peace and blessings.